guys, Sheila G here for Desistars. Today I am super excited because I have in the studio a very special guest. He's an international cricketer, he's played for England and he's made Desis all over the world so proud. He's none other than Monty Panesar. Monty, playing for England, most people would dream of it. Obviously for you it became a reality, but what was your journey like to get to play for England?
Yeah, I was part of a club called Luton Town and Indians, and I'll be honest with you, it was the Gujarati community that drove the passion, the drive, inside me. So my first coach was Hitu Nayak, and then I had my life mentor called Deepak Basud, who, rest in peace, he passed away 2 years ago. I remember, he loved drinking, loved smoking 20 a day, but he was a brilliant life coach, a brilliant man on architecting things. And I think Gujaratis are naturally gifted, business people, how to get from A to B, and I had this personality of a Punjabi boy, and I had Gujarati people behind me teaching me, the guidance of how to get to the top.
And then England selected you.
Yeah, and England obviously selected me. I spoke to Peter Morse, who was the academy coach then, and basically they had 3 players to go to the National Academy in Loughborough, which I studied as well, so I was familiar with that area, but they only are going to take 2 spinners. But my coach, my life coach, Deepak Basud, he said, what is the equation of life? And I said, what do you mean?
That's deep.
Yeah, I was only 22, 23,
yeah.
And I was like, I don't understand. He goes, if you want to be successful in life, how much do you have to give mental preparation to physical? I go, well, that's quite easy, 50-50. But he goes, no, that's the wrong equation. He said it's 90-10. So I said, 90-10, 90 must be physical, 10 must be mental. No, he goes, you got the equation wrong. It's 90% mental, 10% physical. If I'm going to throw 100 balls, he said to me, all you can do is bowl 100 balls, it's got to land in that area, and you can't do more than that. And whatever lands in that area, that's your quality right now. That aggressive type of focused training that I have, 100 balls to bowl, and that's what I have. I can't go more than that. That made me become a really good bowler, because the difference between first class cricket and international is 1 ball. At first class level you bowl 4 out of 6 in one area, international is 5 out of 6. And that, style of, Gujarati thinking, you'd be happy with that, right?
Absolutely.
That really, that pressurized training just made me into a quality, spin bowler. Well, Sachin Pardee's wicket was a complete surprise to me. I'll be honest, I was very much just focused on line and length needs to be good. I need to bowl really well against Sachin, Tendulkar. So hopefully after the end of the game, when I go and ask him, what do you think of my bowling? He would think, yeah, Monty, you bowled really well against me. You bowled quality deliveries. I really respect you and rate you as a bowler. And I would have been happy with that as a compliment. I never thought I would be able to, get him out. You'd never think like that because of the superstardom of who Sachin Pardeee is. He's a once in a generation, I think once in a century, cricketer. I don't think we'll ever have another Sachin Tendulkar, ever again. And so for me to get his first Test wicket, was that colourful personality that I went on the cricket field and I just started to just run towards point and just went completely sort of...
You're on fire.
Yeah, on fire and with all the other Ashes legends then, to celebrate that moment with them, to be on the same field as them. And my celebrations began from there. It's like, I don't know how to sort of explain it. It's like a young sort of British, let's say young British Tim Henman knocks Roger Federer out the first round of the Wimbledon, and it's like, it's like big news. Do you know what I mean? And for me, it was that sort of feeling. It was like, Tendulkar on the same playing field as me, watched him on TV, idolized him, was my hero. And even when I got my team announced, and I was the last person to be announced by Andrew Flintoff, he's one of my best mates. I was like, Freddie, are you sure you want me to play against India? Because I don't think I'm ready for this. But he believed in me. You know, that's what his strength of character was. He was already a superstar in this country, and now he's a treasure. You know, he's an amazing TV personality. So what I felt was that I didn't feel I was ready, but he backed me. And next thing I know, it hit the pad. I was thinking, that's hit the pad. I don't see any settled stumps. It must be hitting, and your natural instinct appeals. And next thing you know, Alim Dar's lifted the finger, and I'm off. I'm running. You know, with the same personality, same color, same energy as your outfit. You know, as like well, all females love their saris. You know, the colorful peacocked way. Yeah. That was my personality.
You were shining.
Yeah, so I brought that energy onto the cricket field.
That's amazing.
And that's where that started. I reckon if I had took someone else as a cricket test wicket, I never would have celebrated like that. So under Tendulkar kind of...
And when was that?
Under his fame, he kind of made me famous.
Yeah, but
I don't think no one would have known who I was.
What year was that?
That was 2006.
2006.
Yeah, so Sachin Baji's, under his fame and his, superstardom, people sort of knew, who is this guy getting Tendulkar, Sachin Baji out, right? And I think that's how I got popular. If it was someone else, I don't think I would have had half the popularity. People say he is one of the best chefs, and I agree.
Ooh, tell us about your culinary skills.
Yeah, I'm very good at cooking. I specialize in vegetable biryani. I make vegetarian cooking. Obviously, vegan cooking is my specialty. I'm very good at that. So
and you're vegetarian yourself?
Yeah, I turned vegetarian sort of. I was always a vegetarian, but there was a myth that you need more protein in your body to get stronger. But I don't think it really helped me, and I went back to that.
Well, if you're a celebrity master chef, then that must mean that you would have had to be of a certain level for them to pick you in the first place. And what was that experience like?
The funny thing was that I did not know how to cook. And I went, again, being a mummy's way, I went to my mum. I said, Mum, you need to cook me in 4 weeks' time. And my mum and me, we have this kind of relationship. It's like a boss and employee relationship. And she tells me, right, this is how you got to do it. Bang, bang, bang. And I'm going to watch you, and I need improvement. And in 4 weeks, she made me into this amazing chef.
Wow.
Right? And
I need to go and see your mum.
Yeah, you need to actually.
You probably cook better than I can.
Well, yes. Yeah, I can.
You see, that's confidence right there.
Yes.
That's brilliant. Did you cook any for your England friends?
I cooked for 200 people, Chance to Shine charity at Lord's.
Ooh.
Right? And, cooked for all the panel there.
There have been quite a few comical moments in your life, haven't there, Monty? Talk to us about those.
Yeah, there's been times when I remember the test match in Mumbai. I was Dhoni hit this, it's like when he goes for a big six, his back goes up quickly, and next thing you know, you're watching it and like, oh my god, it's in the air, because his hand speed is so quick. So you're looking at his hands and thinking, where's the ball? It's actually there, and it's coming towards me to catch it. And it landed like 5 meters over there. My hands were here, and I didn't even. And then 2 balls later, I caught the ball as well. So I was 0 to hero in 2 balls.
2 balls, wow! Within moments of each other.
Yeah.
What about best moments?
Best moment for me was Ashes. So England, Australia, they have a real big rivalry, like India, Pakistan have. And we went to Australia, and for us to win in Australia, it's like you're against the whole nation. It's not just a group of 11 players. There's like 22 million people. You arrive in Sydney. If the next morning let's say if I just got from McDonald's, they'll take a picture, put it on the front cover of the newspaper, and say, "Look at these guys. They're not serious about cricket. They're already just here for a jolly, right?" And that's what they do. They will find any way just to put you on the front on the media in Australia.
Yeah.
So you're always under scrutiny, and you're always under pressure. And we won in Australia 2012, I think it was, 11 and 12, where we sat on the Sydney pitch and all of us were together and just talking about our favourite moments. And that's something you're thinking, we are sitting on Australian soil, beating Australia. That was a really good moment.
What was your relationship like with the other team members?
Yeah, mine, I think people loved me when I loved my cricket, because they just loved being around that energy. and I was, when I'm bowling well, everyone sort of loved me. But when I'm not bowling well, what do I bring to the team? And being when I was young, I used to always just bowl. But my fielding, wasn't known for my fielding. I wasn't known for being great for athletic. Batting, I never focused on batting. Left arm spinners. Spinners are known to be the sort of heartbeat of the team. They create the theatre. They do all the mischievous things. They're the ones first to go to sleep in a dressing room if our team is batting.
Yeah.
I don't know why all spinners love sleeping. I used to love sleeping in the dressing room until it's lunchtime. Go and have my lunch, have a nice little nap. And some of the teammates will be like, you should be watching cricket, not going to sleep.
And were there particular members of the team that you got on really well with?
Yeah, I got along, obviously Andrew Flintoff, got along really well with him. He said to me when I went the first tour to India, he goes, do you know Monty Mania has started back home? And I said, what is Monty Mania? And he goes, everyone's know who you are now. As a cult figure. When you go back home, you're like someone famous. And I go, well, you're the famous guy. I wasn't too sure how to deal with all of this, I was just a young kid, went to university, that naive thinking of all I want to do is become the best spinner in the world, and that's it. I don't want all this other stuff. I just want to be focused on my cricket, go home like mummy's boy, stay at home. And I did. When I was at my peaks of my powers, my life coach said to me, goes, Monty, don't move out. I need to stay at home because your popularity is really high and you need to be protected by family and friends, and then we guide you who you meet, who you don't meet, because everyone wants to have access to you, and you got to be careful that not everyone just sucks the honey out of you, and next thing you got no honey left.
Being Asian and being very unique looking, and obviously being proud of being Sikh, was there any sort of negativity that you experienced?
I think initially it was like, oh, that's our boy, playing for England, proud moment. Because of the British Empire, a lot of Indian families went to England like my, parents did. It was a hard upbringing for them, working hard, working class level. And now 30, 40, 50 years later, you see so many multinational companies in the top 10 rich list, so many successful people in all industries, in a space of 30, 40 years. It's something to, for us British Asians to be proud of. And that was a celebration, first Sikh to play for England. It was like, that's our boy, originally he's from India, but we're celebrating that in another country. He's able to play for that team, and our national sport is cricket. It was a very proud moment in both countries. But that's completely changed very quickly when I was taking the wickets and start performing well against India, especially against India. People start thinking, oh, you're a traitor, you should come back and play for India. But then I'm thinking, I don't really have an Indian, passport.
You were born and bred here in England, weren't you?
Yeah, so I pretty much, am British, and, my lines are British, but I know that my roots are still obviously India, because wherever you go in the world, this is what I've asked the fans. I said, we're born in this country, but why do people in this country during the World Cup, why do they still support India, Pakistan and all that? Because they go, culturally, they still have the same habits as us. They still eat the same kind of food, same kind of music, the language is the same. So that feels a bit more familiar. So I can understand, people who are born in this country still want to support India, Pakistan. But then everything changed. When England was in the final, all of the British Asians and South Asian communities were supporting England to win, and they did win, which is
brilliant. So recently I came across an article about one commentator getting your name wrong, and then you were nicknamed the Python because he called you Monty Python. What was that all about?
Yeah, so Monty Python was basically being this comical character, and my personality is quite sort of sort of like fun-loving, quite sort of, self-deprecating. I can take a joke, but I can also, have a laugh with people. But then, just able to understand, everything about, different situations. So that made me very popular amongst the team, because I was able to get along with like all types of cricketers, walks of life, and have fun with everyone. So I immediately got very popular, as a person, and I think that's what maybe was my popularity. People just loved being around me being me, and that helped.
You quite liked being like having that label, not label, but sort of a nickname when somebody got your name wrong and people said Monty Python. You took it in a positive way.
Yeah, in a positive way when the team's doing well.
Yeah.
But if it's 200 for one. and the captain's under pressure, and he's thinking, you know, I haven't had a great series. If this the test match is on the line, if I don't do well here and I don't do well to my next test match, I could lose my job. The coach thinking he could lose his job because of this comical Monty character that is not helping any of us. And that did happen at international level. And that's where, you know, as a cricketer, these comical moments are great, but then you got to be, you're there on merit for your skill as a cricketer. And then you got to turn up and say, right, you know, got to let the handbrake down here, take a few wickets and get us back in the game. Let's have our fun moments, but we need, ultimately, we're here to win a game of cricket.
Being out there on the cricket ground, of course, and playing sports regularly, you have to follow a certain lifestyle. What is your lifestyle like?
Yeah, my lifestyle was very much, you know, go to the gym, good diet, also training a lot. And I love boxing. Boxing's another one, which, you know, I find that I need the physical sort of, gym work, exercise, because I've been an athlete, that I need to do like the likes of yoga, which is another, calming exercise. Boxing is really good, for my physical goals, and also, for me, mentally, emotionally, I feel like I'm just a much more productive person. And sometimes if you're angry, you can always take your anger out on punches rather than, get angry in other ways.
And did you practice any of these yoga skills whilst you were playing for England?
Yeah, I used to do quite a bit of yoga because it helped me to, stretch certain parts of my body which I couldn't naturally stretch. But when you do some yoga techniques, I found it really interesting. I would have all these like hundreds and thousands of thoughts, rather than, as we do, like Asian boys are all like mummy boys, right? They just go, this is what we're known for, right?
No comment. I don't think I can make a comment to that.
This is what we're known for. Like, we can't come across any person that go Asian boys are mummy boys. They're like,
they don't know cook. The mom cooks.
They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They don't believe in equality. And then you have your downtime. Watch your sort of different types of Netflix or whatever. But my Netflix people go to all my brother and sister, because I wasn't a big TV guy, and they always say to me, watch this program, it's really funny or whatever. And when you're traveling around the world, or when you're not with your family as much, that's one way of connecting with your family and friends. You watch the same sort of Netflix series or the same movies, or you follow the same thing, so at least you have something to talk about. Well, that was one thing I found, with my brother and sister. Like I felt like, I wasn't in touch with, certain members of my family or my friends, because you end up sort of being so busy with your other teammates that you end up like starting to listen with Bhangra R&B music, and then you're listening indie, Stereophonics and Red Hot Chili Peppers, because the likes of, Jimmy Anderson, Andrew Flintoff, Steve Harmson, who are from up north.
Whilst you were playing cricket, did you sort of touch base with Bollywood or any of the celebrities?
Bollywood has always been an interesting concept for me, because recently they've changed the movies, haven't they? They've changed movies that are helping society. So Akshay Kumar come out with like Padman, and then we had like Salman Khan coming out with some like really good movies. Bharat, they like more kind of like helping society grow and give you more educational stuff, and I find them really interesting, because the old action movies of like love story, triangle love, and then afterwards they sort of like split up, and then something dramatic happens, and then in the end there's so many songs in between.
Jumping from buildings, coming out behind trees.
Yeah, jumping from 100-foot building.
We love it really though. We love it really though, don't we?
We do. Yeah. Because that is the original Bollywood movie.
The original Bollywood.
Yeah. We love all of that. And then, suddenly they've changed to these kind of ones. It's I like what these, like any person who's been in an industry from over 20 to 30 years, likes of Amitabh Bachchan, Salman Khan, Akshay Kumar, Shah Rukh Khan, it means you're relevant still in the industry. Your voice is still relevant. And they're the sort of people I admire. Even I look at commentary, recently Sir Geoffrey Boycott got appointed. He's been 50 years as a broadcaster, right? And then we had Sir Andrew Flintoff and, Sir Alistair Cook, who I played with. We made our debut together. And these kind of people I inspire to, people who have done amazing things in life. And people in each industry, like the film industry or cricket industry, if they're able to sustain themselves and their voice still be heard, I respect that so much.
That's brilliant.
And that's what I love. That's why I watch them.
Have you met any of the actresses before?
I was actually at a party in 2008, when I was in India. My good friend Usman Afzal, he said to me, he said to me, you need to come to this party. Everything, you know, where's the hush-hush private party? I was like, all right, I'll just come there. When I went there, it was all the Bollywood stars. There was Shah Rukh Khan there, Salman Khan, Katrina Kaif at that time was going out with Salman Khan, Saif Ali Khan, Kareena Kapoor. Gosh, they were still dating as well.
Wow.
Who else was there?
So the cream of Bollywood was there. And what did you do? Did you meet them all? And
No, I looked at their face, I was like, I recognise you, I recognise you, I recognise you. I've seen you in a movie. And I looked at him, I was like, are we at a Bollywood party? And he goes, yeah. He goes, this is how it works in India. Like when you go to high level security party, it's all just very much, you know, coded, and you just go there because of this famous, they're like, you know, like God figures, you know, and if they can't be, they have a huge amount of security, you know, just to even access them. So
but they must have been your fans too, obviously.
Yeah.
Monty Panesar for England, representing the Desistars.
Yeah. They all recognised me. They knew who I was, and that shocked me. You know, I was like, wow.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and then you kind of begin to realise that, wow, these famous global superstars actually know who I am, and we're all in the same room.
Monty, what advice would you give to any young guys out there, you know, boys who sort of look up to you and think, okay, I want to play international cricket, I want to play for my country? What advice would you give them?
Follow your passion. If you have a true burning desire inside your heart that you want to make it to the top, don't let the naysayers, don't let obstacles come in the way. You're going to find obstacles. There are going to be times where you may not even half of the season play. It may not be relevant, but if your desire and your love for the game is so strong, then you will find a way of going through them obstacles. You have to, right? There's some people who just find it, you know, they're always, you know, opening the bat in and then they're playing, participating. Others are like, oh, I didn't get a bat, and it's been like, you know, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, half season. What am I doing playing cricket? Then you ask yourself the question, do you really love the game? Or do you love, you know, you participating? If you love the game so much, you find a way, you know, and if your desire and love is so strong, you can reach that goal, but you got to stick with it, you know.
What a great piece of advice. Stick to your goal, make sure that burning desire stays alive. And honestly, I couldn't think of a better way to word how to fuel your passion. Monty, you've been an amazing guest on our show today. Is there anything that you'd like to tell the viewers?
If there's something I said which didn't connect with you, it doesn't matter, because we are all here to learn with each other, but have a lot of fun. And I've got to leave you with one thing. Should we have Brexit? Yes or no? Please let us know.
Thank you, Monty.
Thank you.
What an amazing interview with Monty Panesar. Guys, thanks for watching Desistars. Remember, you can DM me at Sheila G Official and let me know what you thought. Make sure you download the app Distro TV, where you can stream so many programs for free. Or you can stream online at Apple TV, Roku and Fire TV. I'll see you soon.